Global markets are evolving rapidly, and if you have a successful product or service, it's reasonable to deduce that you can replicate your business in another market. Going global is a smart idea, but that is if you get your game correct. It increases your customer base and therefore your revenues. It increases your profitability because now you are dealing in bigger volumes. A multi-market basket is also a good strategy to have for your company because this reduces the impact of the country-specific fluctuations that play in our business. Apart from the financial benefits, if you are a global player, many a times we don't notice the other subtle benefit, the benefit of education. When you're going out into newer markets, you're learning so many things. Especially if you are in tough markets, then these markets force you to improve your service or product. So these are some natural benefits that you get when you go overseas. Now, having said this, it's very important to keep in mind that each new market has its own set of challenges in terms of loss of the land, business culture, people expectations, language barriers, and silly things like time zones. My company has been doing business overseas for the past 25 years, and we have had the privilege of establishing relationships with 44 countries, customers in 44 countries. Based on this experience, I would like to take this opportunity to share with you some of the learnings we have had. I know the topics is opportunities and challenges, but I wouldn't take the risk of telling you what the opportunities and challenges you have for your business. You should know better. But I would certainly like to share a few learnings. The 4 topics I have chosen would in fact take a day each to deliberate, but I'll do my best to underline the most important things in my opinion. Mr. Desai has touched upon some of these things already in his opening remarks, but I would like to elaborate a few of them. Number 1, please do your homework thoroughly. Ensure your product service has a market which is expanding being the key word. This may seem like a no-brainer, but it is extremely important to research your new market. The size, the growth rates, its history, the factors that drive the market, they are all very important to consider. Know your competition. It could be coming from your competitors here in India, it could be coming from local players in the new market, it could be coming from China, Ireland, or anywhere else. Know your prospective customers, their needs and expectations, and evaluate if your product or service can fit this expectation. Know the price structures that are in play. Understand the risks involved in your target economy, the political risks, economic risks, and even the currency risks. Highly fluctuating currencies have the potential to wipe out your competitive advantage. Sometimes they have the potential to wipe out even your margins. If a country has a track record of suddenly introducing new tariffs, new laws, then that could put your business in risk. Unfortunately, this happens even in India. Therefore, make sure your business model or strategy has built-in shock absorbers. Know your unique selling points very, very clearly. If you have no distinguishing points, it's not at all a good idea to trouble yourself by entering new markets. If you can be a game changer, then that would be a perfect reason to enter a new market. I'm a business management student, so I'm all about putting everything on paper. So write your plan on paper, put all the numbers on paper. How much revenue do you think you will make out of this new investment? How long can you keep on investing without getting any returns out of it? Pen down the impact of good, bad, and worse scenarios on your profit and loss statement. Important, also have an exit strategy. We all know how to go in, but very few think about how to come out if it doesn't work. So have an exit strategy written down up front so that there's no ambiguity in what we venture to do and also what we do if our venture fails. A documented business plan and a documented periodic evaluation of your business plan is an invaluable asset that you create for your organization. Find out if there are any government incentives that you could take advantage of to export your goods or import goods. Select your target market based on running through an exhaustive list of pros and cons of various options. Don't spread yourself too thin by targeting more than one market at a time, since each market would need its own investment in terms of cost, money, time, and resources. Last but not the least, thoroughly understand the laws of the land in your target market, such as state laws, federal laws, business registration requirements, taxes, import-export regulations, employee benefits, insurance, environmental laws, etc., etc. It is advisable to engage a consultant or a lawyer to avoid any surprises. So once you understand the market and you have chosen a market, the next point I would like to bring across is the point about commitment. Ensure you have the staying power and build credibility initially in this new market. Be committed to your international strategy. Strategies have to be always top-down driven. Senior management's close involvement is essential to succeed in new markets. To cultivate a new market can take several months or even years. Management should be committed to continuously support with resources needed to persistently put all efforts until doors start opening for our business. Ensure you have the right business development team in place. One option is go through a local channel partner, but if you choose that route, then you risk losing the opportunity to have an identity for your own brand directly. But it is always good to have a hand-holding mechanism, especially if you are entering into culturally sensitive markets such as Middle East or Japan. And extremely important, cultivate a couple of good brand ambassadors for your products or services. Your first customers could be your best brand ambassadors. Good referrals take a long period to build, but it is worth investing with your first customers to build a good referral. This will help you root and expand in that market. Enter into relationships with a long-term perspective. Be consistent in quality and deliverables. Don't overpromise and underdeliver. This is a major weakness in many global relationships.